In my opinion, the most versatile element in terms of gameplay tool, storytelling, and environmental elements, and the best at creating this wow effect in video games is definitely water. I love that since pretty much the beginning of video games, every time a game comes out, especially when it's a AAA and it's like something groundbreaking, we have to look at the water. What's new? Like, it's a ritual. How good does it look? How realistic does it feel? How is the physique? Is there an animation when I throw something at it? Or just take a plunge? Or is it just a wall that I can't swim in, just preventing me from exploring further? There's just something fascinating about a complete ocean of blue, or just a dirty puddle you can interact with. I feel like that's where next gen should be going. Instead of realism, it should just go further with the fluids, the VFX, and just how, not how real they feel, but how believable they feel and how fun they are to play with. If I were to ask people what type of levels they dislike the most, I think the general answer would be water levels. And you know what? I can get behind that. Most of the time these levels feels gimmicky, the controls are weird and unsatisfying, and you just feel so slow and you just can't wait to get out of the water. Very few games actually made underwater levels fun, and we'll talk about some of them later, but overall, water levels generally feel like a restricted version of the game without the fun, and that's why they get a bad rep. Water to me can also signify peace, a place to rest, either for you as a player or the character you are playing. For example, in the Yakuza series, Kiryu, our protagonist, eventually decides to go live in Okinawa, in a house 10 seconds away from a beach, to get away from the chaos, the fights, and from all the death in the Yakuza world of Kamurocho. You can feel the weight of his shoulders, and yours too, after spending 2 entire games fighting. It feels good to have a change of pace and to do more mundane tasks around the orphanage and helping the kids in their daily struggle. Water for me is also really nostalgic. There's just something about it that reminds me of the past. I think about Destiny Island in Kingdom Hearts 1. I think about Wave Race, which was one of the first game on the N64, and the water was considered like the big thing. Like, it was so beautiful and you couldn't, take your eyes off of it. On an opposite note, in my opinion, I've never felt more stress and anxiety than when I'm playing Subnautica. Sure, at first being stranded on a planet that's mostly a vast ocean for you to explore sounds appealing. Collecting materials, food, upgrading your gear, and building your first base in the spawn is mostly a really chill experience, but as soon as you decide you want to get into the story, that's where everything changes. The guts it took me to just go inside the Aurora was unheard of. These freaking Reaper Leviathans always sees you before you see them, and you hear it because they give you this loud, "Heads up my guy, I'm coming for your ass." Going to the islands for me was simple. I just decided to stay above water. If I don't look under me, then I can't prove there's something trying to kill me. And that's just the tip of the iceberg for Subnautica. I can't wait for the sequel, and having to experience this horror with a friend will be fun, I bet. I just hope the game takes place on a beach, and I only get to gather seashells and chill for a bit. By the way, while making the script for this video, the game actually came out in early access on May 14th and looks amazing. So go take a look, because it sounds like Unknown Worlds has once again made one hell of a game. Only them can do. Now that we're done talking about water as an atmospheric tool, let's get into some of my favorite water levels and mechanics in video games. The water levels in Mario Galaxy and its sequels are really fun in my opinion. The Beach Bowl Galaxy, for example, is fun to navigate and explore without feeling like I'm playing a completely different game or that I'm wasting my time with a gimmick. You also get a great balance of on-land and underwater sequence, which does not make the level repetitive and tedious, and the controls feels natural for the most part. The Loop-de-Loop Galaxy was the hardest thing ever back when I was a kid. The music and the vibe of this level were something. Riding a ray on this beautiful surfing race is still extremely fun, and just looking at the gameplay makes me want to take the challenge again. Another great platformer that takes everything great from its predecessors and pushes it further, or at least makes it more fun in some ways, is Astro Bot, and its water levels and gameplay elements are great examples that proves it. The Bathhouse Battle makes Astro a giant sponge that can absorb water when you touch it, which makes you stronger. You can just walk on enemies or just deflate to spread your water to grow plants or extinguish fires. This traditional Japanese-inspired levels is beautiful, and the little monkeys chilling in the bath are really cute. I don't want to repeat myself too much, but same as the Beach Ball Galaxy, the bubbling under level makes underwater navigation even better and faster, which also makes replaying these levels to go get a collectible you missed, or just for the sake of it, really enjoyable, and it's actually one of my favorite levels in the game. When I first played Sea of Thieves back in 2017, I think it was when the Xbox Game Pass launched, I was blown away, not only by how good the water looked, but how it felt and the impact it had on the gameplay. Going on yet another adventure to find a treasure or a ghost from the past was never easy. The water is unpredictable and will be your worst enemy in most situations, but the adrenaline rush of trying to repair your ship, patching holes and filling and throwing buckets of water back in the ocean in order to save it from sinking while fighting another crew of players felt so incredible and unique. And I feel like it's one of those games that really pushes the medium in interesting directions rather than pushing for graphic fidelity. It seeked immersion and tried to be more than an eye candy. I know Rare as an incredible team of people working on the game. I just wish some of them could work on a great single player experience. After the pain in the ass that was the Little Mermaid level in Kingdom Hearts 1, going to Kingdom Hearts 2 and seeing this world again was a big turn off for me, and seeing that they heard the feedback and just decided to throw the entire concept in the trash and to make a rhythm sequence instead was pretty funny and kind of enjoyable. Don't get me wrong, I don't hate it in the first one, I just think they found a greater balance in the underwater part of the Pirates of the Caribbean world in Kingdom Hearts 3. It felt more responsive and the controls made way more sense. Using the ocean as a huge sandbox and an environment to explore is amazing, and Dave the Diver understood this perfectly. There are so many species of fish and creatures to discover in this game that also can be combined to make different recipes in your sushi restaurant. The deeper you go in the ocean, the more dangerous it gets. And you'll need better equipment if you want to survive. This game shows perfectly how the ocean is a literal museum frozen in time. It got me curious about this ancient civilization of this world, while still being conscious of the environment and the impact the human had and still has on it every day, without sounding like it's trying to give me a lesson and patronize me. I still feel like the water element has so much potential and ways to be explored. I'd love to see a game based on water magic or water bending like Avatar, where you use the water around you as a source of power. You would upgrade your skill tree and get abilities like Breath of the Wild, where you could climb waterfalls or heal yourself. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Obviously there is hundreds of games I could have talked about, like Barotrauma, Dredge, or any of the Mario games, but I tried to talk about different games so I don't overlap on things I've already said. I still have other elements to talk about in this series. Not sure yet what the next one will be, but I look forward to it. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and have a nice day.